Hey everybody, how are we doing today? Avacats, Kai, Diamonds. How's the volume for this? Alex, how are we doing today? We're gonna wait before we get into it, because I don't want to have to explain how we're ranking each of these, every single time. So I'm gonna wait for a couple more people to come on in. You like the new emoji? It's okay. It's not bad. It's not bad. How's the volume for everything? Everything working well? We can hear me, but it's not like over and then like the music's decent. Wow, that's messed up. It's messed up. Here, while we wait on a couple more people, I'm gonna go grab some water. I'll be right back. How's everyone's day been? Actually, didn't put these away. Where's the Orbit promo? What do you mean? Do we not have that on here? That's the helmet, right? I'm missing the Nautical and the Nether Hunter set. Which one's the Nautical set? And this is why we're waiting. This way, like, we can, there's a new changelog. Is there? I don't think so. Oh, I remember the Nautical set. How the hell do I not have the Nautical set? Hold on a sec. No. There's the helmet with the Orbit plushie, right? How'd people get the Orbit helmet? Was that not along with the plush? But does that count as a promo? It's a limited release. How did people get it? You had to buy the plush, didn't you? That's a promo then, is it not? Can someone send me some, like, JPEGs of these things real quick? Like, over Discord? What am I missing? The Nautical set and the Orbit helmet. Oh, and the Nether Hunter set. How do I not have that? Hold on, let me check my images. I gotta have it somewhere. It's gotta be around here somewhere. I got the Orbit. Damn it. Hold on. I do have an Orbit, like, JPEG, so we may just use that as, like, the stand-in for now. I'm not seeing the... That's frustrating. I thought I had everything. I knew it didn't make sense. I have the Nautical. I don't see it here. I don't think I do. He's talking about the pink one. The one with the tentacles. I don't have it here. We got that. We got that. Yeah, I don't see it. The the 2021 May 4th stuff is not a promo? What do you mean? You talking about the lightsabers? Wait, was the Baby Yoda a promo? Pretty sure that was a promo. Are you sure? I'm gonna check real quick. How did you get it? How'd you get the Baby Yoda? Okay, how'd you get that then? How'd you obtain it back then? They were in cosmetic keys? Really? Damn! Could you imagine just having a bunch of cosmetic keys back then? I suppose getting them was a lot harder, but like, even still. Okay, that's fair. The nautical set, on the other hand, was a promo, I believe, right? Yeah, but extremely rare. Even still, I mean, that would have been crazy. Wild times they were. Does anyone have like a picture of the... Actually, I'm gonna ping Robot. I'm really upset about this. Is there any others that I'm missing that you guys can see? Oh, and the orbit set. Am I missing the heart set? Oh my god, I am. The Rainbow Cloud and Wings. Those were promos? Are you sure? Hold on, let me check. R. Okay. Was the pot of gold, was the pot of gold also a promo? No, it wasn't. It was something you could get in a key. I remember that. We got the Space Junker set. I guess we could go ahead and start, let me go over, like, how this is gonna work, right? So we're gonna be ranking each of these different promos off of, like, a couple of different things, right? So we got, like, how cool is the set altogether, right? We'll be rating each of these on base, like, if the set looked good together, then, like, it'll rank higher than if it doesn't really match all that well. Most promo sets have several different components to it. Some may be, like, weaker than others. Some parts may be a little more useful. But the first thing is, like, the look of the promo. We'll be ranking it off of that. We'll be ranking it off of, like, how good are their cosmetics, like, apart. So, like, you know, if the cosmetic itself, or the promo set itself, has like wings as well as a balloon and maybe something for like your arm, if the only usable thing is like the wings, then it may rank lower than something where it's like the entire set is usable. And what, like, if it can look good with other items and cosmetics, it'll rank higher than something that only looks good together. You know what I mean? Then we also, how good does the promo set look with finishes? I mean, obviously, like, that's the biggest reason anyone's gonna be buying the promos, is the finish. They want that finish. If it doesn't look good as a finish, or heavens forbid it barely changes anything, then like, why would anyone want it, right? So that's like my rankings. I'm sure like there's some other things I could add to that. Obviously not every promo set has more than one cosmetic, so like some of those won't really apply, like the how good is this set, you know? Anyway, what we're gonna do is I've pinged a couple of people, see if someone can't send me over Discord like some pictures of the promos, like the ones I'm missing. Right now we're missing the Nautical set, Nether Hunter set, the Orbit set, the Heart set, as well as the Rainbow set. So let's go ahead and just rank what we got. These aren't exactly going to be in order just because I'm not really organizing it. You know, I'm just going to go based off of like what's here and then go from there, right? So the first set we have right here is the Punk set. This is honestly pretty mid. The set itself looks fine, I guess. Like, it's not incredibly flashy. It just does what it's supposed to do. You have a guitar, and I'm pretty sure you only have a hat. A guitar and a hat, as well as... It did come with the tool skin. That tool skin is decent. I know a lot of people really liked it. I'd never use it, because obviously I like gold. But it's not bad. The finishes are pretty good, not on the hat itself. The hat finish barely changes what the promo looks like. You can't really tell, which really sucks because I actually pulled a hat finish back in the day. And, you know, it just felt bad. The guitar is obviously like the chase finish. You wanted a finish of the guitar. It's one of the more sought after finishes, at least of this set. So I would say the set itself looks fine. I'd give it maybe a 6 out of 10. It's like slightly above average. It's like better than your generic generic cosmetic sets, but it's not like I wouldn't buy a whole bunch of these. I will say this set does really work well with other cosmetics. Both the hat and the guitar can go well in plenty of other sets. You don't just have to use it in the promo. So, like, I'd give that a solid, like, 8. It is really, really nice. The finishes. The finishes, honestly, that ranking is, entirely carried by the guitar. Obviously, like, that is a really good finish. I don't know what else to say about it. It changes most of the guitar, so, like, you can tell when... you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to word it really well. It's a noticeable change, I'd say that, which is what you want in a promo. Anytime you pull the finish. So I'd honestly rate that. I don't want to rate it like an 8, because like I said, it's really only carried by the guitar. Like, the hat finish is barely noticeable. It's not that great. So I'd give it like a 7. So overall, I'm gonna have to like write this stuff down. What'd we say? Hold on a sec, calculator. Maybe I should have someone like in the chat calculate these for me. So if I say, we're rating this out of 10. The promo itself is a 6. The promo set like apart is probably like I said a solid 8. And then the finishes is like a 7. Which gives this like a ranking of 7 overall. Which, honestly, we'll put it like mid B tier. B tier is like mid. I'd say, honestly, it's like the perfect one to start with because it's the most mid promo set. Like it's, and that's not, that doesn't mean it's bad. Entirely, it's mid is just middle of the road. I will say it has a unique trait in that it's coming back every single year, or at least every other year. It's a promo set that will be back in the future, and that's, I think that does go pretty well with it. You know what I mean? I will do that. Sure, I do have the clown set right here, so we are good on that. Alright, so the next set is the... What is this? The Glacial set? No, the Yeti set. The Yeti Hunter set. Yeti Hunter set's pretty nice. Oh. Fix that. Fix that. There we go. Okay. Yeti Hunter set's decent. It actually, okay, so it comes with a back cosmetic, a head cosmetic, and then a gesture, which, if you know me, I use the freeze gesture all the time, right? I love that gesture. You guys have ruined the gesture for me because of myself. I made one joke and y'all just ran with it. But it is very nice. I would say, in terms of a set, it looks pretty good. I'd give it a solid... I want to rate it, like, above the Punk set, so I'd give it a 7, because I do think, as a set, it looks a lot better. Apart, it's a little more difficult. The hat itself can't be used with, like, anything else. It looks so bad outside of the set. But the spears, on the other hand, while it is difficult... it still can be used in other sets. I've seen it look good in other sets. Having said that, it's still not, like, great in other sets. So, honestly, I'd probably give it, like, a 4. Because it's, like... It's difficult to make work, and the helmet just carries... Like, the helmet, you absolutely can't use, but, like, the spears are usable, which gives it, like, a slightly higher rating than, like, it would be. Obviously, I like the gesture, but that doesn't really count in the, ranking of this, or, I mean, it won't count for, like, the overall ranking, in terms of, like, whether it's gonna be B, C, D, or, you know, whatever. But it will, like, move it within the rank itself. So if it's, like, a B tier... whatever it comes with that's not a cosmetic may move it up or down comparatively. The finishes. I'd say, again, the hat looks terrible. The hat finishes are actually really bad. But the spears are quite nice. I'd give that a 5, probably. I wouldn't, like, both are kind of mid. They're like, eh. You know, when it comes to finishes and outside of the set, it's not great. It's not that great. Which gives this an overall rating... Ooh, a 5, which is bad. This is gonna go... Honestly, I may move this later, but it's probably gonna go low C tier. I don't want to put it in D tier because it does have some things going for it. I do think the spears are usable, even if it's a bit difficult to use it. You know what I mean? Oh, that's a good idea with the amber. That's a really fun idea, actually. How's it going, Rolomolo? Now, the Frost Mage set, I have a lot... Where's F tier? I don't think any of the promos are truly F tier. That is an absolute lie. Let's make an F tier. How do I make an F tier real quick? Hold on a sec. I lied. There is definitely an F tier. Alright. Now, let's go back to over here. The next set is one that's near and dear to my heart because it was one of the very first promos I ever got. I think I only got like 2 because I didn't quite understand how it works. And honestly, I am glad. Because while I do really like the Frost set, like as a set, it's a solid 9. I'd say, it's a really nice looking set. It does feel like it's missing something. I feel like if it was created now, rather than what, 2022, 2023, I think 2022. I think if it was created in like 2024, you'd probably like have a back cosmetic with it, maybe like a cape or something. I could definitely see them adding a cape to this. Honestly, maybe some wings or something. I think a cape would go well. I think that's what's really holding it back. And honestly, given that, instead of a 9, I'm gonna give it an 8.5. It's just that centerpiece has something missing. It needs something, right? Emotional attachments. Hey, this is my ranking, which makes it objectively correct. Anyway. Well, that's not gonna... Whatever. Stop it. I'd still give it like an 8.5. It does feel like it's missing something, but overall, for what it is, it's a great set. It looks good. It's clean. Having said that, how does it look with other cosmetic sets? I will say it is limited and like what sets it works with, but it can be used in other sets. I've seen it used with several other cosmetics. The staff, even the helmet, which is a little harder to work with, does look good in other sets. You can pair it with like a cape, like wings. You can pair it up with some of these other promos that are going to be on this list, and they look great. Honestly, like mixing some of these promos makes it look way better than it could be. So I'd probably give that like a... I think the helmet holds it back just a little bit because, like I said, it's harder to make it work, right? So I'd still give that like a solid 8. Like I think 8 is fair for this set. Like each of the cosmetics can still be used, and I think they can be used rather efficiently. Having said that, this is where things get a little worse for our promo. The finishes are bad. I have never, ever seen a promo or even a cosmetic that I objectively do not want to finish with. Like, if I... okay. Finishes are highly sought after, but if I used up all my luck to get one of these as a finish, I would cry because it is a waste, right? It looks... It makes the set look worse. I think the only finish that this looks good with is like... Bubble looks decent with it because it matches the colors. The issue is it doesn't change enough, and it doesn't change the right thing. Maybe if like the staff only changed the crystal, like it'd be a small change, but it would be fine because what it is now, it's like it changes the crystal as well as like the little tints on the side, and it just looks bad because you can't change the color of the staff. It's just a constant blue, so it's gonna be like a clash, right? What about a rainbow finish? I don't think it looks good colored. I think any colors aside from like black, blue, and maybe white look decent with it. Other than that, it's like very difficult to color, right? Even gold looks bad on it. Honestly, you know what? Hold on. I take that back. Chrome can look good on this, I think. Let me look. Can I look at this real quick? I can look at this real quick. Hold on a sec. Let me look at this, because I got it pulled up over here. How does this look with Chrome? I'm just gonna do the staff, because like literally I've tried it with everything else. Okay, Chrome does look fine with it, and honestly, if Chrome is one of the best things, best finishes you can get for this, you know you messed up. I really like this promo set, but like I said, the finishes hold it back hard. I'm going to give this a 2, mainly because there are only 2 finishes this works with. Which gives our overall rating of 6, which is, what? I think that's lower than our first set. Yeah, that is That is B tier right next to the punk set. And honestly, I feel bad for doing it, but like I think the punk set's probably like better. You know what I mean? Just like as a set, not necessarily like as a you know what I mean. The next set we have on here is the Wisp set, and let me tell you something about the Wisp set. This is one of the greatest promos we've ever gotten. It's done quite a lot, alright? It came with a gesture, back cosmetic, and a head cosmetic. So not like a whole lot, but it changed the game for promos. Up until this point, the only cape cosmetic in the game, there's two. The Dracula cape, which was given out to just a couple of people. Like, it's a handful of people each year. I think, what, 2, 3, maybe? And then the Cosmo cape, if I'm right. This was, like, the first readily available cape in a long time, right? And it's a banger. Like, this promo set is so good. What it has is, I'd say the gesture itself is kind of mid. First non-giveaway cloaks. Yeah, exactly. Okay, I'm not mistaken. I didn't want to mistake that. As a set, I'd give it a 8 out of 10. It's like, it's a cool set. But I wouldn't say it's like the perfect set. You know what? No, I'm gonna give that an 8.5. I think an 8.5 is fair for this set. Now, how are the cosmetics apart? I think the cosmetics are amazing apart, right? The helmet is a little difficult to use, but it's not one that's impossible to use. I've seen several people use the helmet creatively, like in different ways, whether it's a finish or not. There was one who just recently won a costume contest with it. You have to be a little more creative with it, but it's still fairly easy, at least compared to the other promos. It's fairly easy to use. Now, the cloak is obviously like the easier one to work with. As the first cape, you just saw it everywhere with every single like cosmetic available. And from that, it's kind of grown on me. Like, you can turn it whatever color. It works really well. The helmet holds it back a little bit, but again, I'm going to give this a solid 8.5, I think. Just because, like, both are fairly easy to use with other cosmetics. Which helps it a lot. Now, the finish is 10 out of 10. I'm not going to hold you. Every single finish, including chrome, works with this. The cape looks clean. It's not like too much and it's not too little. You have like several different rows of color that all changes and it looks so nice. Like the little frills at the top also change color. It looks so good. That easily is a 10 out of 10. Now, a lot of people underestimated it, but I genuinely love the Wisp helmet. I'd probably say the Wisp helmet has better finishes than the cloak itself. Because, like, even Rainbow looked good with it. You know what I mean? Like, it worked with every single finish because the entire head changed, right? Like, everything except the eyes changed, and it's, like, super noticeable. So I'm gonna give that a 10 out of 10. Is it a little biased? Maybe. But I think it deserves it. Honestly, I don't know many people who would argue, right? Hey, how's it going, Thomas? Which, honestly, this is probably... Honestly, this is an S tier. This is an S tier promo set. If I could go back in time to buy more, I absolutely would have. But as it stands now, this was a good set. Now, I believe this next set is gonna be a little more difficult to... Like, I get some harsh feelings for it, but it may be a little more difficult to rank. Mainly because it's the 2021 Cyber Monday deal. Now, if you guys don't know, the Cyber Monday, this Cyber Monday deal specifically was, I think it was made before finishes, right? If I'm not mistaken. Does anyone, anyone back me up? Just, how's it going, Shoebush? Yeah, so there is no finish. There's no, like, I can't rank it based off of how good the finishes are. If it had finishes, I'd say the finishes are probably like a high 9, maybe 10. It does look really, really, like when, if you go to the Cosmo shop and put on the cosmetics and then change the color to finishes, or change the color to the different textures of finishes that we have. You can, like, test them. Obviously, you can't wear any of them. I would say it does look really good. Having said that, I'm not a fan of this set. I don't know what the hell's going on here. I guess you have a visor and a backpack. So just a head and a back cosmetic. And it's like, what do you do with it, right? Like, it doesn't look great. Trying to word, like, my thoughts properly, but it's just like a block on your back. It looks bad. I don't like it. Alright? The visor doesn't help. Like, I don't think the visor adds anything. I've not seen anyone wear this set because there's just so many better things to wear. This promo set sucks. I'm not gonna lie. This is like a 2 out of 10. I definitely see, like, where... not where they were going. I can see... I don't... I'm just gonna say I don't like this set. I don't know how better to word it. You know what I mean? It's not great. Now, you may disagree with me, but you're wrong. It just looks sloppy, and considering, like, how great all of these other promos are, I'm comfortable with putting this low. As a set, I'll give it like a 2. No, I'll give it a 3. I'll be a little bit more fair. Apart, I've never seen someone use these cosmetics apart and it look good. Absolutely no. I've seen the backpack a little more than I've seen the visor, but I've not seen either of these look good in any set. Mainly because it's like a very specific style, and I guess we don't necessarily have too many like cosmetics that go with the style. But even as we've gotten better, like cyber space, like cosmetics, it's like they're just upgrades to the previous one. So I'll give it another, I'll give it a 2. And then obviously we're not gonna rank the like the finishes because, you know, we can't. So this is going in DT. This is going in F. I don't care. I don't care. Mufasa film? What is a Mufasa film? What's that about? Don't tell me it's like the Lion King Mufasa. Now this set's neat. The Bounty Hunter set was that 2022 or 2020? I think it was 2023, May the 4th promo. It's nice. As a set, I'd give it a solid 7. No. I'd say a 6. Just because, like, it feels like it should have came with, like, a jetpack, right? It really does feel like it should have came with, like, a jetpack or something for the back. Because you only get a helmet and you only get a gun. Now, the gun, the blaster's pretty cool. I will say it's probably my favorite part of it. I think it's probably the favorite of everybody. The Mandalorian head's kind of neat. but it's difficult to pair with other things, you know what I mean? As a set, it feels empty, so I'm gonna give it a 6. The cosmetics apart, the only one that looks really good apart is the gun, but that's because it's like a generic blaster. The helmet is a little harder to use. I'm trying to think of any sets that it could look good in, and I'm just drawing a blank here. Does anyone know, like, what other cosmetics you could pair this with? There's a Baby Yoda set. There is a Baby Yoda cosmetic, but I wouldn't really consider... Like, I'm not going to take that into account, mainly because it's not available to the public. You know what I mean? The gun could look interesting in some set. Yeah, I agree. I agree that the gun could look interesting. But, like, that's about it, right? Like, what other cosmetics can you pair this with? I'm trying to look at, like, back ones. But, like, it's a very specific style of, like, cosmetics. So, and it's incredibly detailed. So, like, what do you even pair this with? The only one I can think of is the the Baby Yoda one. But like I said, that is not accessible to everyone else. That's an inaccessible cosmetic for the general populace. Grogu was not a promo. I know he wasn't a promo. I'm just like trying to think of the other. Like I'm gonna be honest. The gun can work, but the gun's not even that great with other sets. It's just a generic hand weapon, right? So I'm gonna probably we'll rate the helmet as like a 2. And then the gun can be like 7. So we'll say maybe just make it 5. Kind of even out, right? The finishes look decent. Obviously the gun is decent because like it changes the full set. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the finish when you do the gesture with the finish, it changes the blaster bolts, right? How's it going, Minecraft Kitty? If I'm not mistaken, it changes the blaster bolts, which I'd say is pretty nice. The helmet, honestly, like, I'd say it changes enough to where it's noticeable. It only changes the visor, as well as, like, the little antenna on top. And I'd say, like, that's kind of pushing it on, like, what I like my finishes to look like when I get them. But it still does look good. I'd say I'd give... Honestly, the finishes are probably a solid 8. So, given all of that, our total ranking is a 6.3, which, is it better than the Frost set? I don't know. I'd say the Frost set goes with more sets. And honestly, if I'm buying a promo, that's one of the main things I'm looking for. So I'd say it's probably like below the Frost set. Now the next set is like the most recent set we gotten, which is the 2024 Cyber Monday set. Oh boy, do I have some words for it. As a set, not gonna lie, it's not that great. It's got like the Halo energy sword, which is awesome. I love it. But the visor and the board are like... It's like energy sword, the board, and then the visor. The visor's like the weakest link, and I don't think it looks that great. I do like that it's animated, like when you crouch and stuff, like it lifts up, so it's very creative. You can tell what they were going for. But the set is probably like a 7. It's not like below average, right? Now... I think each of these cosmetics, because it comes with 3, obviously, I think each of the cosmetics look pretty good with other sets. The energy sword is probably the better one. Like, obviously, that carries hard. But even the energy sword is very specific. So maybe not. It's like you gotta pair this up with very specific sets. Honestly, maybe the board's the most generic one you could use. Like, I've seen a lot of people use the board pretty generically, like with other cosmetics, more than I've seen people use a sword. The visor, on the other hand, is just a generic visor. It's not great. It's hard to use in other sets. So that really does bring it down. I'm gonna honestly just give this maybe an 8. I'll give it a 7.5. I think an 8's slightly too high, right? Now, the finish is absolute 10 out of 10. Every single one of the finishes, including the visor, look great. It changes basically the entire thing, save for like a little bit of gray. Every single finish, except maybe iridescent, looks great. You know what I love about the Cyber Monday finishes? I think Cyber Monday finishes are great because they allow other finishes to shine. What do I mean by that? Usually your top finishes are going to be your gold, your molten, your bubble, okay, depending on who you ask, florin or floral, but like Cyber Monday finishes allow, or Cyber Monday promos allow for like the more underrated finishes to shine. So like Matrix finish, this looks amazing with Matrix, right? Every single one of them look great. Galaxy's considered kind of high tier, I think you're right. Galaxy looks great with it. Glitch, oh my god, I've seen some of the Glitch finishes, especially with like other Cyber Monday ones, which we'll be going over. They look so good. I'm gonna give this a 10 out of 10. Any promo set that can make even the worst finishes look good is just great, right? So we're gonna give that a 10, which brings our total rating to, well, that can't be right. Hold on a sec. We said 7 plus 7.5 plus 10. Now divide that by 3. That's a solid 8. I wouldn't say it's S tier material, but it is definitely high A. You sent me the photos of the other stuff. Okay, I will add them in just a moment. I think I have to open the app. Alright, we'll have Gonzo here. That'll be cool. I think the Glitch is a difficult finish to work with, but when it works, oh boy does it work. Like with the TV promo, or not the TV promo, the TV cosmetic. Oh man, it's just mwah, right? I don't feel too strongly about the joke set. Does anyone know when this the clown set was released? I think it was Halloween, right? This is another set that it's like you can't get as a finish. Yeah, the prankster set. So it's a little. Can you get it as a finish? I actually feel like I've seen some. I think I'm wrong. Hold on. Can you get this as a finish? You can? I'm looking at it right now. Okay, so you can actually get this as a finish. I was wrong. I'm looking at it right now. Hold on a sec. Let me pull up the back cosmetic. It does come with a gesture, I think. It has its own gesture. It's not like a separate thing. I'd say the set itself works. Like, I've seen some people, like, change their skin to make it look really good. Having said that, it's very specific. And, like, it's ugly, but it's supposed to be ugly. You know what I mean? Having said that, it's still ugly. So, like, I can't rate it that high. I'm gonna give this, honestly, it serves its purpose. It's a neat design, and I appreciate the attempt. So I will give this a 5. It's better than, like, your generic cosmetics, but it's not that much better, right? So I'll give it a 5. Oh, they took the nose. They took the nose. They took the nose from you, okay? It used to have a clown nose, apparently. Alright, I didn't know that. That's not gonna change my opinion on it, really, even if it had the clown nose. This set is awful. This is like a solid 2. when it comes to separating the like each of the cosmetics. I've never seen anybody use anything outside of the set. If someone uses the backpack, they use the hat. If someone uses the hat, they use the backpack. Mainly because it's like, they're built for each other. It's not built for anything else. That's not a good thing. You want the promo to be able to be used with other cosmetics. But it can't. It's not, unless like there was other clown cosmetics, it just doesn't look good. I'm looking at the finishes now. I think the hat finish is neat, but the backpack finish is bad. Mainly because it like, they got like this weird stitched thing going on, and it's like only gonna change half of the set itself. And I don't like it. I don't like the finishes. I don't like the set. I'm gonna give even the finishes a solid 2. That brings our rating to 3, which is even below the Cyber set. And the Cyber set doesn't even have finishes. That's gonna go hard F tier for me. I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. I will return in a moment. I'm gonna give these pictures to my brother, see if he can't crop these. Shout out to Gonzo Studios for giving me these screenshots. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back, okay? By the way, chat, I do plan on turning this into a video as well. I'm not going to turn this stream into a video. I want to make a more in-depth video where everything's, like, organized and stuff. Oh, Gonzo, could you provide me with the nautical set? Oh, did you? Yeah, you did send me the hard set. Okay. Alright, so. Alright, let's see. The rave, oh my god. When we talk about promos, this should be the basis off of every single promo moving forward. I'm not gonna, this is one of the cleanest promos ever. The Fallen Raven set as a set is a solid 9.5 out of 10. No, no. Well, objectively speaking, it's got a lot going on, and I can understand how that's a little distracting. It doesn't look great in every single skin, but most skins look pretty damn good with it. I think we can all agree. The Fallen Raven set is so good. I'm not going to give it a 10, just based off of how much is going on. I think even the balloon looks good. This is one of those where it's like it's got a balloon, a back cosmetic, and a helmet, and it's one of the best sets ever. It's not a solid 10 out of 10, but it's like the closest you can be, you know, to a 10 out of 10. They look great together. Does the promo set look good apart? That's a little harder to say. I say the balloon is easy to use in almost any other set because it's literally just a crow, right? The wings can look good with other sets. It's a little harder because there's not that many hat cosmetics that look decent with it, but there are enough to where, like, I'm not gonna rank it, like, super low. It's weird to think that the wings are, like, the hardest part to use, because the helmet, despite the fact that, like, the helmet is probably the weakest part of the entire set, I still think the helmet looks really good when you use other sets. I was testing remember when they released, we were using, I think we were testing it with the pelt, the fur pelt from the archaeology, and it's like a really nice set to use with like capes and armor and other stuff like that. Like, it gives you that like gothic it's almost like an edgelord look. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's really nice. I think, and this is surprising because usually like the helmet's the hardest thing to use, but I really do think the helmet's probably, I'd say that the helmet's, I can't speak. I'd say the helmet's pretty nice. I'll give this a solid 8. Mainly because the wings do kind of hold it back when it comes to using them with other cosmetics. That doesn't mean it can't be used with other cosmetics. It's just a little more difficult, and it's very specific. The finishes, every single banger. 10 out of 10. This is one where it doesn't change the entire set itself. Like, when you go to put a finish on it or change the color, it doesn't change the entire cosmetic. It changes the highlights of the cosmetic, and I think done right, it can look really good. And this is one of those sets where the highlight being changed works, and honestly, it works a lot better than if the the full wings got changed. You know what I mean? Like, this is why I'm going to be turning this to a video, because it's hard to say on stream, you know what I mean? So I'm still going to give this a 10 out of 10. It's so nice. It's so well done. This is rated as a 9.1 out of 10. Which means, what is that, higher or lower? See that? Honestly, I'm going to put this above the Wisp set. Personally, I think it's a lot better than the Wisp set. Some may disagree with me, but like, the gestures fire, the finishes are fire, the cosmetic set is amazing. It looks so good. I love it. I really do. It is an S tier. Honestly, like, it's debatable on whether it's better than the Wisp set or not. Honestly, I could see arguments for both. You know what I mean? Capes are a little easier to use. For now, I'm gonna say it's better than the Wisp set. I'm gonna say it's better, but I may change my mind later. Now, this is a set I have a lot of criticism for, and that's the 2020. What is that? 2023 Cyber Monday deal. I am not the biggest fan of it. I don't know what the hell they were thinking with this. The swords look fine. They're like generic, like cyber swords, right? And it's like, that's cool. The finishes look like, as a set, I'm judging it off of a set first. As a set, it's fine. It passes. You know, it does its job as a promo. They work together, and that's basically all you can ask for. It comes with a gesture, but it's not like a generic gesture that comes with its own token. It comes with the swords. You have to use the swords in order to get it, right? It's actually one of the more underrated gestures, in my opinion. I think the bike is really nice. Much better than the hoverboard. That's for sure. But as a set, it's passable. I'll give it a 5.5. I can't give it a 6. I can't in good health give it, or good mind to give it a 6. As separate. No. I'm not done with this set. Okay, because what the hell were they doing with the hood? Who thought it was a good idea to just take... Here's what they did. They took a square, right? They took I'm trying to find like the most square thing on my desk. They took a square and they did this. And they're like, genius. This is gonna be what we put on the head. And it's like, dude, it feels lazy. It's so bad. I don't understand, like, what was going through their head when they made this? I do not like the hat. I don't know how to express it enough. The hat is so unbelievably bad. But, the swords are nice. I'll say that. I'm sorry. I just had to get that last part out there because I've been holding that in for about a year now. It's awful. So how do they look apart? Well, the hood honestly doesn't look bad when it's used with other cosmetics. Like, I have a lot of criticism for the hood itself. But I've seen some people make it work. It's definitely better than some of the other the other promos on this list. Like, I'd say the hood itself is probably better than the Yeti set. The Yeti hat. Like, you can use it in more than the Yeti hat, which is crazy because I actually like the Yeti Hunter set. I do not like the hood for this, but I'm going to be objective. It can look good with other things. The swords look good with everything. I have not seen a single cosmetic combination where they use like the swords and it looked bad, right? So I'm gonna give that, like, even I can look past my hate for the hood and I'll give this a solid 7. I will give it a solid 7, right? I will be as objective as possible. On a sec. Let's get the Gonzo stuff. Now. Whew. The finishes are a little weird. This is another one where it doesn't change the cosmetic as much as like most other things. It changes the highlights. Now, I will say, I think they did a good job with it. Even the hat can look decent. Honestly, like, if you get a finish hood, I'm sorry, because obviously, like, the sought after ones are the swords. Like, the sword finishes look great, but the hood, it's like, it looks fine. It's fine. It's not amazing, but it's okay. It's serviceable. The finishes are fine. I don't really, like, I'm not head over heels for the finishes, but, like, I don't hate them. They don't assault my eyes anytime I look at it. So I'll give it a 6, maybe. Like, I don't think it's anything to write home about, but I don't think it's, like, terrible. Which that puts, strangely enough, I did not think this. The rating's actually a lot higher than I'd have initially thought. Maybe I added something wrong here. It's 11. Nope, no, wait, that's not right. Did I add something that wasn't supposed to be here? Oh, yeah, hold on. Something's wrong here. Hold on. Okay, so the first one was 5.5 plus 7 plus 6. Divide that by 3. Okay, yeah, it's like a 6. Honestly, I'm gonna put this because I'm gonna put this C tier. Objectively, I think it's probably better than the Yeti set. I like the Matrix Cyberblades. I really do like the Matrix Cyberblades quite a bit. I think it looks good. Looks good. Now, the next set's really nice. Okay, so there's 2 issues with it. First issue is it's only one cosmetic, and that's the back cosmetic. Second issue, there's no finishes for it because it was created in 2021, if I'm not mistaken. This is the 2021 Halloween promo, which is the Soul Scythe? No, that's a new one. This is just the Scythe, right? First promo ever released. I don't know where else to put it other than S tier. Like, obviously, you can't use it as a finish, and if you could use, like, if you could go back and have finishes of this, I would probably rate it a lot lower, because, like, you can change the color of, I guess it's like a highlight. Every now and again, like, it shimmers. And honestly, I don't like that, per se. Like, I don't think that's enough of a change. I really don't. It's hard to say. For what it is, I think it's an S tier. There's no real rating I could give it, other than that. Just because, like, it's one cosmetic, and it looks good with, like, everything. So how can I really judge it based off of anything else? It works with, like, everything. You know, the color's nice, because it's black, and black goes with, like, everything. It's like, honestly, this is, like, the perfect cosmetic for, like, edgy teenagers. Of course, it's 2021, so basically no one has it, and anyone who does have it is, like, super rich, because it's, like, worth millions. I think, what was the last one sold for? 5 million or something like that? It's something crazy. Ugh. Anyway. Next set is, what is that? That's not the first Star Wars set, is it? No, because the first promo set was Halloween. No, this was the first Star Wars set. This is the double... No, it wasn't. Wait, was it? No, because the single lightsaber was a cosmetic key. So this is the first Star Wars promo set, to be more specific. This came with 2 things, right? It came with the balloon and the Force sabers. If I'm not mistaken, let me check. It came with the starship balloon, right? Or was that also one of those that you could get from the Cosmo Key? No, it came with the X-Wing balloon. The X-Wing balloon's mid. I think the promo set is... Do not hate me for this, chat. I think the promo set sucks. And the reason is that both of the cosmetics you get clash, right? Because you're working with, like, a double-bladed saber, specifically Maul's saber, which is Sith, right? He's the evil guy, and the X-Wings are, like, the good guy. They don't really go together. Maybe if it, like, instead of an X-Wing, we would have gotten, like, one of those Emperor ones, the spheres that scream. I think they both look fine, but as a set, it's mid. There's just things missing with it. Like, if it was just the lightsaber, I think it'd be a good set. But it's not. It has the balloon, and I don't think the balloon works with the set, if that makes sense. So I'm going to give that, like, they look good, so I'll give it a 6. But I don't think as a set I can rate it higher. Now, separate, 9. Like, a solid, nah, yeah, no, 9. I'll give it a 9. Because, like, the lightsaber works well, the balloon works well. I've seen it with several other sets. It doesn't really take away from any other sets. It only really adds. I think they look great. They're really easy to make look good. I'm not a big fan. I'll say this right now. I'm not a fan of balloons. But, like, I think balloons can work when they work. It's just, for me, it's like I don't use balloons because they get in the way of, like, everything. It also does come with a gesture. It's one of those that's, like, specific to the item, which is the double Force sabers. It's fine, I guess. You just throw the saber up. Whatever. I don't care, really. And I don't think most people really do. I think people will only use the gesture one time. And that's when they get the double Force sabers for the first time. They're like, look at me! Or when they're showing the double Force sabers off. And that's it. No one's just like, yeah, let me just use it in my free time because I'm bored. You know? Because there's, like, a way better gestures than that. The only time is to just show off the fact that you have the double Force sabers. Let's be honest. Finishes, okay. I've not seen any balloon finishes. I don't know if they exist. Does anyone know if there are X-Wing finishes? I can't even tell what it looks like. Oh, really? He does? Okay. I'm looking at it right now. I mean, the balloon finish doesn't look great, but let's be honest. Let's be honest. That Double Force Saber finish looks so good. I don't think anyone can argue. Like, the Double Force Saber looks so unbelievably good. Very few of them exist, which, you know, adds to, like, the, I don't know what the word is. Like, it makes it very sought after. I don't think I've ever seen a Double Force Saber be sold. Because of how much, like, if it was just pure rubies, I don't think anyone on the server could buy a Double Force Saber promo finish. They'd just have to, like, trade other things. Yeah, Molten probably would be best, yeah. I think Adrian owns a gold one. It's funny. Yeah, so yeah, that's gonna get a I'd say an 8. Just because the balloon kind of holds it back. It's fine, but it's not great. Which gives her total rating. I'd say I'd put this in A tier. Is it better than the Cyber Monday promo? That's tough. Because, like, if it was just the Double Force Saber, I'd say probably, right? But it's also the balloon. And I'm not sure. I think the balloon holds it back. Honestly, yeah. I'd probably say it's better. I'm gonna be honest. I think it's, like, better than the... No. I may change that. I don't know. I'm back and forth between it. Yeah, you know. St. Patrick's Day promo. This is the most recent St. Patrick's Day promo we've had. And I think I accidentally started a rumor that St. Patrick's Day was coming back. Like as an event. I think this promo set came out right around that time. I'm not saying I caused it, I just think it's just something funny to say. The set itself is fine. It's just a generic promo set. I'm gonna give it a 6. It looks fine together. Apart, I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna give it another 6 because I've seen it work with other promo or with other cosmetics, but like you can tell it doesn't belong with other cosmetics. It just, I don't know. I've not seen too many people use it efficiently. My opinions may change on it later, but as of now, it's just the finishes look fine. I'm not a big fan of the balloons. Obviously, that always holds it back. But like objectively speaking, I think the finishes, because like this is another one where like the entire cosmetic basically changes. Let me just double check it right now because I'm here. This is that. Nope, that is the wrong thing. Damn it! Yeah, this is another one where like the entire thing changes. I'd say it's probably like a solid 8. Like I don't see any reason to rate it any lower when it comes to the finish. It's another one where it's like it's a cool finish, but it's on a set that I don't really like. So it's like if I pull the finish for it, I'd be disappointed because like it doesn't stand out to me. I think that's like the biggest part of this. It's just boring. You know, we've gotten a lot of sets that kind of seem similar to it. And you'll be seeing that in the future here shortly. Which I don't know. I don't really have any strong opinions of it. It's just a mid cosmetic, or a mid promo set. But it's like, is it worse than the Yeti Hunter set? Probably not. But like, I like the Yeti set more than I like this, right? Like, if I'm putting it into context, would I prefer to get the Yeti set, or would I prefer to get the St. Patrick's set? And I'd say I'd want to choose like the Yeti set all the way. Alright, so now is the 2023 Summer set. This is the Ghost Pirate set, which, weirdly enough, is probably one of the most sought after promo sets when it comes to finishes. Holy cow. I think when this set came out, a lot of people wrote it off as a mid promo set. And I was one of them. I did not buy a single Ghost Pirate set, and I kind of regret it. Not gonna lie, I kind of regret it, because looking back on it, this promo set is fire. Okay, the set itself looks good together. I believe you get a balloon, you get a weapon, and then you get not a weapon, you get a hand cosmetic, and then you get a hat. Each and every, like, this set together, 9 out of 10. If they would have done like a back cosmetic instead of a balloon, I'm not a big, like I said, I'm not a fan of balloons. It would probably be an S tier, or like a 10 out of 10, but the balloon does hold it back. I'll still give it a 9 though, because I'm gonna put my personal bias apart, right? Or aside, I mean, not apart. I think each of the cosmetics apart are a 10 out of 10. I've seen it work with so many different sets. You can change the colors quite a bit, and they look good with almost any color. There's very few that it like doesn't. I think it even works with like the pinks. You know what I mean? There is no balloon. I thought there's a balloon. Am I tripping? Am I thinking of a different balloon? Hold on a second. I think I may be tripping. Hold on. I swear there's a balloon for this. Is it just the sword? Is it just the sword and the hat? I'm trying to look for like where what the balloon would be. I think you're right. I think it's just the sword and the hat. Okay, well that changes things. The balloon no longer holds it back. I still think it feels a little empty. You know what I mean? I feel like it could have came with like maybe like a ghost. You know how we have like the treasure chest back cosmetic? If it came with like one of those, except made it like a similar color scheme to it, it'd probably be just like mwah. But like as a set with just the hat and the sword, still I'd say that brings it up 0.5. So 9, instead of a 9, it'll be like 9.5. Each of the cosmetics look great with almost every other set, so I'm gonna give that a 10. And the finishes are an easy 10. So, you know, this is still the high. This is a 9.8 out of 10. So it's the highest rated in my opinion. Is it higher than the Raven set? It's definitely higher than the Wisp set. I'll say that. I'd have to say it's higher than the Raven set for one reason and one reason alone. The gesture you get with it is so unbelievably cool. As you can see in the picture, you get a boat. It's definitely higher than the Raven set just because of that. I gotta say, it's very nice. Is the stream lagging for anybody, by the way? Okay, I'm just making sure for this other thing. I don't really have much to write home about the spring set. We got a spring promo, which is the chick balloon, the Mother Goose balloon, and the chick hat, as you can see right here. It's fine. It's a fine set. As a set itself, it's probably a 5. Like, I don't think it's great. Because I think the balloon and the hat kind of clash. Like, it's a generic spring theme. Honestly, both of these cosmetics could have came in the key, and I wouldn't have thought anything different. Like, these cosmetics look like they belong in the key. You know what it probably was? And this may sound like, I may sound like a dick. Ooh, probably shouldn't have used that language. Regardless, I may sound like a jerk for saying it. I bet that this promo set was supposed to come in the key, but last minute they accidentally left it out. Or even like, it may have been one where it's like, oh, did you finish it up? Oh, no, you didn't finish it up in time. It's okay, we'll just release it later as a promo. Either that, or even worse, oh shoot, we don't have a promo planned. Let's just take something out of the key before we release it. You know what I mean? So I'm not the biggest fan of it. It's generic. Like, you know what? Honestly, no. I don't think, given that, I don't think it's a 5. Promo sets are supposed to be like a cut above your average cosmetic, right? Like, obviously, you have cosmetic, like your average cosmetics, like down here. Promos are supposed to be up here. You have like your really, really nice cosmetics, which in some cases can look better than the promos. And then like you have like the really good promos. It's like you want promos to look better than average cosmetics. And this does not do that. It looks like just a generic cosmetic set you can get from a key. And that's not a good thing. That is not that's not something to strive for. You know what I mean? I don't know how else to word it. I'm going to give that given that, I'm going to give it a 2 or a 3. I'll give it a 3 because it's still not ugly to look at. How do they look apart? They look the same as like any other spring thing. So I'm going to give that a 4 because generally speaking, none of the spring cosmetics are any good. I don't know anyone who uses spring cosmetics other than like, what are some decent spring cosmetics? I can't think of any. I'm sure there are, right? Like I think the balloons get used, but that's all I can think of. I'm trying to look around. What? Carrot cane? Like, can anyone think of any decent spring cosmetics? Like, some of the hand items are generic enough to use, but like, there's just better things. Flower basket's decent? Yeah, I guess. Man, they need to step up their spring, like, stuff, because, like, ugh. Ugh. It's bad. I don't like it. It's like, how is it that, like, Lunar New Year has better, like, plant cosmetics? You know what I mean? Oh, yeah, for sure. Bunny beanie's good. Oh, no, okay. I forgot about the bunny beanie. The bunny beanie's great. And the fact that it's like, oh, it was fairly common when you opened up the keys, which kind of spits in the face of this like promo because like, why would you wear the like the exclusive promo? Like, I think even to this day, it's like we're closing in on like 2 years away from this promo set, and I don't think I've ever seen anyone sell it for like more than 50K. And if you know promo sets, after about a year, promo sets go from like 50K for each cosmetic to about 100K. Sometimes like 70 to 100k, sometimes 200k depending on the set. Like the Wisp set you can sell for like like probably 150k. I don't think I've seen anybody sell this set for like more than 50k. Now that may just be like recently by Goose is like 150, Chick is like, there's no way. I swear I've still seen it for 50k. Let me look this up. Because I think I had a couple of these. Oh my god, you're right. I take it back. It's sold for quite a bit. I may sell mine because I'm gonna be honest, I don't use it and I don't know anyone who does. I guess like literally the only reason it's gained any price is because it's a promo and it's exclusive. That is the only reason at all. Otherwise, like, you just expect to see this in the key or in the thing. I could put it in a giveaway. No, I wouldn't want to do that to you guys. The finishes are mid. I'm gonna be honest. The finishes are kind of eh. Let me take a look at them again. I think the chick isn't a bad finish. I think it changes the entire chick, right? I remember one of the viewers. Yeah, I think okay. The chick hat finish looks really good because like it changes the entire chick, which is incredibly noticeable. Like they could have easily just like changed the nest, or hell, even the leaves on the nest. But no, I think it looks good. So what I'm gonna do, apart, like I said, I think they're generic. So yeah, we gave it a 4. The finishes, I'll give like a 5 or no, I'll give it a 6. I'll be nice. I don't want to stick on this too long because I don't care that much. Is it worse than these? No, but I don't think it's much better. I think this will be our first D tier. Alright, before I go over this next one, let me add the ones I've been missing. I gotta open the Discord app, though. How's everyone's day been? How many of you guys are aware of the giveaway we're doing? I mean, like, how many of you guys have signed up? Day's going well. You have signed up. That's good. That's good. Do you guys like videos like this? Look, I've been trying to do different things for these last couple streams. I've really enjoyed like the hardcore one, and I think you guys have enjoyed them too. It's just I want to change up I'm kind of running out of things on Origin Realms right now because we're in this awkward period of me needing to do a lot of grinding, but you guys don't really want. I don't want to have just streams where we grind. Or we're going to. I just want to spread out the grind a little bit. You know what I mean? So it's like I want to give you guys something different, especially going into this new year. We got to change up a whole lot. Okay, let me grab these promos and let me add them real quick. Oh, there it is. Okay, I'm stupid. We can just go boom, Boom. Let's delete that one. We just won't rank that then. We'll do that. And the nautical set. Thank you to Gonzo. He's just in the stream forever now. Okay, there we go. So I was linking the stream to someone. Okay, back to this. Okay, the Frost set. I don't have strong feelings about this. When was this? This was, I think this was like right before I joined. I say right before, but I think it was like the year before. The Glacial set is 2021. Which means there weren't finishes for it, but if there were, I'd say they're bad. Like, I'm looking at it right now. Not great. Not great. It changes, like, the little tips on the end and the highlights, and I don't think that looks good. Like, it doesn't mesh well with the blue, right? But it doesn't matter, because it doesn't have finishes, right? So we're not really judging it off of that. At least in this stream. I think I may change that rule for, the future, because because I plan to turn this into a video. We'll see. So how do I feel about this? I think the set's fine. It has the same issue with the other Christmas set, where it feels empty. You know what I mean? Like, the wings are really nice. I think we can all agree. The crown's fine. It's like serviceable. I think it looked really good gold. But it feels like it's missing something else, like something in its hand, right? And it just doesn't have it. I would give this, I think we'll give it a pass since it's one of the first promos sets made. You know, I think the first one was the Halloween one, and this... Was this the very next promo? No, we had the cyber set. This was like one of the first. We'll just say one of the first. I don't know which one exactly. It's fine. I'll give it a 6. Maybe a 7. No, I'll give it a 6.5. It's serviceable. It's second promo. Made promo 1. Get out of here. Get out of here with your weird self. I will say... This set's fire when you use the cosmetics with other things. Okay? I think that the 2021 Frost set looks great with the 2022 Frost set. The Frost Mage set complements this one so well. You get rid of the crown, you use the wings, you use the Frost Mage helmet with the Frost Mage staff. It's oh my god, it looks so good. It is probably one of my favorite, like, combinations, just generally speaking. I think both of the cosmetics can look amazing apart, and because of that, I'll give it like I'll give it an 8, honestly. And I can't judge it based off of, like, the finishes because it doesn't have any. Yeah, we'll just call it the Glacial set, honestly. That makes sense. The ice set. So I think we'll put it around the same as that, because, like, they go together, it feels like. It feels like the wings are exactly what the Frost Mage set was missing. And I think when they made the Frost Mage set, they knew what it was going to be paired up with. I think they knew. I think they did. And I think they planned accordingly because of it. Okay, next set is one of my favorite sets. Sorry for the yawn. Oh my god. Long day, I guess. What do they call this one? The water set. Oceanic set? What is it called? Let me look at it real quick. The manta rays. Yeah. The Ocean Spirit set. Yes. As a set, it's fine. It reminds me a lot of, honestly, the St. Patrick's Day set. It looks like, you know how, like, in a lot of, like, RPGs, you'll have, like, the same enemy, but slightly different. So, like, in the forest, you'll have a generic slime, and then, like, you'll go to, like, a lava place, and it'll have a lava slime, and it's, like, the same thing, but, like, slightly changed. It feels like that with the St. Patrick's Day Nymph set. This one right here. It feels exactly the same. Am I wrong for saying that? I think you guys would agree with me. It does seem very similar. In that sense. Someone said Kirby. Having said that, I think it's just objectively better. As a set, I'd give it a solid 6 just because of how much it reminds me of the other one. So it's not going to get a high tier on that. Separate, though. The Ocean Spirit hat has been used in several different designs. I've seen it used with like an axolotl skin. It looks great. I've seen it used with dragon skins. It looks great. I've seen it paired with a bunch of other sets. It's actually underrated. I think it looks so good. The wings are a little bit harder to use, but I've also seen it used with several different sets. I think it looks pretty good. Probably the lowest of all three of them, but I think the most generic, best part of this entire set is the fist. Oh my god. So for those who don't know, which I'm sure all of you guys do, but I'm talking about like for the people in the future watching this, if they do, which whatever. For the longest time we've had the Flame Fist, and everyone was always saying like, I wish we could. It was a common sentiment, I mean, that, like, people really wished, they could dye the Flame Fist, and I think this was the, what do you say? This was, like, the team saying, we hear you, we're not gonna change the Flame Fist, but we're gonna give you something nearly as good. It's the compromise, yeah, that's exactly right, for Forest. It's nearly identical to the Flame Fist, but it's like the opposite. It's water. I got a gold one, and it's my favorite cosmetic. It's just my favorite finish. As like, we're not gonna get into that just yet. But I think honestly, this entire set looks really good. I'd honestly say the set looks better apart than it does look together. You know what I mean? Like, a promo you'd imagine would look amazing when it's all together, but honestly, I find that separating each of the cosmetics makes it look so much better. You know what I mean? Is the Flame Fist permanently legacy now? No, they will be adding it to a crate. I'm surprised they didn't add it to the Wizard crate. Like, it would have made a little more sense to add it to that, or at least the Knight crate, but, no, it's not going to be Legacy. Anyway, where was I getting with this? I'm going to give it a 9. The wings hold it back just a little bit, but not by a whole lot. Finishes, 10 out of 10. This is a perfect... the finishes for this, are so great. It changes the entire, cosmetic. The fist, the wings, and the hat. What are the hat? What's the hat called? I can't think of it. Nether crate would make sense. You're right. Whatever the hat's called, they all change substantially. Like, I think the entirety of the cosmetic changes, and I love stuff like that. That's like my favorite type of finish, and it does exactly that. It looks good. It's got like that transparent hue. I got a gold fist, and it's my favorite one. Like I was saying before. So I'm just gonna give it a 10 out of 10. I think we all saw that coming. Which this, I'm gonna be honest, this is an S tier. I would say strictly because I think the fist is really nice and it works with so many other sets. I'm gonna put it above the Soul Scythe, but below the Wisp set. Okay, I think that makes the most sense. Is that fair? I honestly, if feel like it probably belongs above the Wisp set too. We'll leave it like that. I think we'll leave it like that. Personal feelings aside, I suppose. What do you guys think? S tier is out of view. Is it? You think that's a fair placement for it? Because, like, I genuinely think it's, like, it looks really, really good apart, and the finishes are just so good. I don't think I can rate it above the Wisp set, though. Like, the Wisp set is, it looks good as a set, whereas, like, the Ocean set doesn't really. The Flower set is not something I'm too wild about. Was this added? This was added in 2022, so we did get finishes back then. Let me look at it real quick. What did it come with? It came with a balloon. And it came with... Is that a hat? This is not one I'm super familiar with. I don't see people wearing it. Which probably tells you it's not the greatest. What is with, like, these spring promos and just being bad? Yeah, the flower petal hat. So it definitely has finishes. Yeah, I'm not too wild about this. The set is pretty... Okay. I will say that it does look like it belongs as a promo, which does put it above the chick hat. But it's still pretty bad. Like, I wouldn't expect to see this in a crate. At least the flower bud little thing. But it's still not great. Like, I don't know. I don't have strong feelings about it. I just don't like it. You know what I mean? I think it's a weak set. I don't think it's that great. And for that, I'm gonna give it like a 4. Apart, I'll also give it a 4. I'm sure it looks great with some things. The 2024 spring one was the moth set, wasn't it? I think it was. I'm pretty sure it was. The finishes actually do look pretty good. I'll say that. Like, it changes the flower petals. So I'll give that at like a 7. Again, it's like not really a promo I'd ever use, so like why would I ever want a finish of it, right? And I think that's a big issue for promos, because like if the promo itself doesn't look good, why would anyone even want a finish of it? Why would you waste your luck on a bad, like a good, why would you waste your finish luck on a bad like promo? You know what I mean? It doesn't make too much sense. So it's like, I don't have anything else to say about it. I'm just gonna put it below the nymph one. Nah, I'll put it above the chick hat. But I'd still say it's D tier. The morph bot? Do I not I swear I had morph bot. Can someone get me a screenshot of the morph bot and the Nether Hunter set, please, and just send it to me via Discord? What do you mean, what to come? Oh my goodness, this is a longer stream, isn't it? We're nearly 2 hours into this. This is like one of the only Valentine's Day promos we have, isn't it? The Heart Wings. are the Rose Wings. Now, the Rose set's interesting, right? Because it's like, you wouldn't imagine it's a good set, but it really is. It feels like what the Frost Mage set was trying to be. You know what I mean? Like the Frost Mage set has the staff and it has like the helmet. And then it also has like that gesture where you're like activating a spell, right? I feel like the Rose Wings just did it better because it had more going on for it. Oh yeah, we did have the Blight one for 2023, didn't we? That's crazy. Yeah, no, the Rose set as a set, I'd give it a solid 8. Like it's a clean. It's got a lot going on, which could hold it back, but in this case, I don't think it does. I wouldn't say it's like the best set in the world. Like I wouldn't like. I personally probably wouldn't use it all that often, but I don't hate it. It doesn't hurt my eyes to look at. I'd say it's pretty good. I like it. I quite like it a lot. So we'll give that an 8. I think apart, I think the wings look pretty good apart. I think yeah, you know what? No, I'd say it's pretty good apart. We'll give it a 7. It's like it's difficult to make look good with other cosmetics, but it's like not the worst thing to use, right? I could see some sets working with it. The finishes are nice. It just changes the roses, but I think that's not a bad thing. I think the finishes, honestly, this is probably another 7, right? Like, does anyone think the finishes are just like is anyone blown away by a rose set finish? I don't think I've ever been blown away by any of it, right? I don't think so. At least me, not personally. I'd still say this is a solid A tier. Like it doesn't belong anywhere lower than A tier. It's a good promo set. But I don't have anything else to say. And I feel like I have that opinion about a lot. No, I got a strong opinion about a lot of these, but some of these it's just like I like it. It's about it, you know? Now, this is a set I am not fond of. As a set, the Space Junker, it's bad. It looks bad. This is one of those unique sets that is coming back. Like we're gonna get it every year, every other year, something like that. It's gonna be returning. It comes with not only like a promo set, but also a tool skin. Tool skin's fine. It's just a drill. That's it, right? It also comes with a gesture that you have to use the back for, where it's just like a hover thing. We've gotten a lot of those, and honestly, this is probably one of the worst. The promo set just looks ugly. It is ugly to look at. I'm glad it's Alien, or a Space Junker set, because it does not belong on this planet. It is bad. It is a bad set. I'm gonna give this a 2 out of 10. It's just... It's not good to look at. I don't enjoy looking at it. And honestly, I'm probably just going to rush past this because I don't want to look at it any longer. I will say the helmet itself looks fine alone. The back looks terrible with anything else. I've never seen it paired with anything else that looks good. I'm not saying it can't be used with anything else. It's just like, I've not seen it look good with anything else. And given that fact, like, what can I rate it at other than, like, I'll give it a 5, maybe. I will be generous and say that the helmet does look fine, right? But it's not getting higher than 5. Finishes, not great finishes. It's like a 4. Because, like, the helmet does change substantially, but, like, the back doesn't, right? So, it's an ugly set that doesn't look good with many other cosmetics. It doesn't have great finishes. It's like it's not... I understand what they were trying to go for, but I don't think it worked. I think this was a miss. You know what I mean? I don't know anyone who's, like, willing to die over this set either. Like, I don't think anyone's willing to fight me over this. This is a proper F tier. Like, I think the tool skin's decent, so I'll give it, like... Of the F tiers, I think it's, like, slightly better than the Prankster pack. But that's not saying much, because the Prankster pack is also pretty bad. Now, this is not the most recent... I think this was 2023 Cyber Monday set. The one with the jetpack, right? Or am I mistaken? Let me look at it again, just to be sure. Yeah, it's 2022. It's fine. Honestly, this is one of those cosmetics that probably looks good with the, you know, the Star Wars one, the one with the Mandalorian hat. I think this is probably the one I see it paired with the most. The Mando hat. Other than that, it's just a generic, ooh, hold on a sec. It's just a generic Cyber Monday deal. It's got a cool gesture. The finishes are mid. Like, I know I'm kind of rushing through this, and I'm not, like, going over, like, each of the, what do you say? How do you say it? It's like, it looks fine as a set, so I'll give that, like, a 6. Apart, it works pretty well. Like, I've seen it used pretty decently, so I'll give it a 7. And the finishes are, like... They're decent. Honestly, if I had a couple finishes of my own, I may have changed my tune. But I think the main issue with it is, like, the main material that never changes is slightly too bright. Like, I think if they went a shade darker with the gray, instead of, like, this bluish gray they went with, I think it would have looked a lot better. But as it stands, they went with, like, this weird, awkward bluish gray that doesn't really match literally anything else. So I'll give it like a 5 in terms of like finishes, just because like it's just fine. It's average. Oh yeah, it did come with the UFO balloon. I don't like the UFO balloon. I really don't. I'll put it in C tier. I think it is better than... I think it's better than the Yeti Hunter. No, you know what? The UFO balloon can be used with a lot of things. I'll put it above... No, the Cyber Blades are just too good. Okay. Next set is the May 4th promo set. The May 4th Star Wars General Grievous set. As a set, fire. I'd say this is a solid like 8 out of 10 in terms of like together when they're used. It's really, really nice to look at. You do have to have like a right skin for it, but it does still look good, right? And that's about all the positives I have for this set. When it first came out, I think we were all hyped for it because, like, it's not until recently that people have started wisening up to, like, how expensive promos can get, especially if they're, like, decent promos. Like, the Star Wars promos are some of the most sought-after ones. Because, like, who doesn't like a lightsaber? I know people who really don't like Star Wars... and they still like lightsabers. They're cool. But looking back on it, this set kind of sucks. It's one of those sets that only look good together. The helmet is bad, right? with anything else. I've not seen the helmet used with anything except maybe like the Jade Cape, and even with that, it looks pretty bad. The back cosmetics just as bad in that case, because it's like you have to pair them together, otherwise it doesn't match anything. It just looks, I don't know how else to say it. It looks bad. And that goes for the finishes too. First off, let me go ahead and rate it. I'll rate it a 3 just because it's like unusable outside of the set. I think, yeah, I mean, probably, yeah. No, I agree with you, Gonzo. Because like in the like show and in the movies, he still had it. Like he had like a cape. So, the finishes aren't much better. I think it's cool that like I think it's cool that the lightsabers changed color, but like that's to be expected. Other than that, like the helmet was mid. I think I pulled, or at the very least bought a I think a floral helmet. I'm not too wild about it. I'm just gonna give it another like. I'm not even gonna give it the 10 treatment. I will give it the highest D tier possible. And I know that may sound controversial, but like, I think objectively speaking, it is a D tier promo set. I'd agree with you, Gonzo Studios. That would be pretty cool. Anyway, next set is one that's near and dear to my heart because it's the Marauder set. This one was pretty cool because like back in the day, you used to have to spend like $20 just to get one promo set. This one was 10 because you're only getting the balloon. So as a set, right? Like I can't really judge it off of that. It's one cosmetic. Having said that, we all know what this was supposed to be paired with, and that's the Marauder set. So if we were to judge it off of that, it's probably like an 8, maybe a 9. I can see it, Diamond. It's appearing just fine. If you pair it with what it's supposed to be paired with as a set, it's an 8. Other than that, it's just a nice balloon. Honestly, no. Let me change my... This is the best balloon in the game by far. Hands down. For one reason and one reason only, it's small. The fact that it's as small as it is means it's probably one of the only balloons that does not get in the way when you're exploring, mining, or building. Like, every other balloon is difficult to work with because a lot of them are massive and they get in the way. This is one that's it's not too big. It doesn't overstay its welcome. That doesn't make sense. It doesn't get in the way, and I like that a lot. So I'm gonna give that also like an 8 probably. So how does it look with like a finish? I think the finishes are nice. They're probably one of the most sought after ones as more and more people are trying to finish their Marauder sets. So you can get like Marauder finishes from Spires, and as more and more people go to get those finishes, because like once you get one, you gotta finish the set, unless you sell. But like this also technically goes with the set. So that means like the prices of these finishes are only gonna skyrocket. Which, I mean, I guess that does mean... I'm gonna be honest, I'll give the finish a 10. I will give the finish a 10. Because it does look really good. I think this is... I don't want to put this S. I don't think it's an S tier finish. Or promo set. But it is definitely A tier. I'm going to put it above the Rose set, though. God, my throat is killing me. Let me go get some water. I'll be right back. have returned. Okay. So, this set's going to be a little interesting, and it may be controversial. The Jade set was incredibly hyped. How's it going, Imagine Bench? And there's a couple of reasons why. I think a lot of people viewed it as like the Orbit Helmet 2.0. And for those who don't know, the Orbit Helmet is one of those, you see it more often, but like back in the day was rare, where the cosmetic would change based off of what you were doing. So if you were crouching, if you were running, if you were doing certain things, right, it would change its face. And the Jade set was the only other one that does that, as far as I know, right? Did any others change based off of that? Actually, I think the Chick Hat did that as well. But, I mean, who cares about the Chick Hat? No one really likes the Chick Hat. That's the point. But other than, like, the Chick Hat and the Orbit Helmet, I don't think many others did that. So people were very excited because this had, like, a whole bunch of other, like, gestures that or changes that it did. But looking back on it, it's just fine. I think there's, as a set, there's too much going on. When you go to change the colors for a lot of them, it doesn't really change. I don't think it. When you go to change the colors, it doesn't quite look great. You kind of just go with the generic green or yellow or whatever. But I can't rate it like super low. I'm gonna give it a 7. Honestly, my views on it have kind of like lowered based off of the more and more capes we get. The cosmetics apart look great. The Jade mask looks bad when paired with like anything else. But other than that, both the cape and the staff especially, oh my god, they look great. I'll give that like an 8. The staff is probably like really. The staff is probably like the easiest thing to make work in most sets. I'd say. As a finishes, I'd say all the finishes are great. This is one of those sets that's like every single one of these. You want almost every single one of these cosmetics as a finish. I'd say the finishes. The cape is a little weak in the sense that it's like. You don't really notice too much of a change with it, but I still think it looks good because what does change is like something you'd want to change, right? So, I'll give that like a 9. It was the first promo designed by a player. I did not know it was designed by a player. I didn't know that. But having said that, I still think it's an A tier. I'm gonna put it up. I'd say it's probably the best of the A tiers. I think the staff carries it incredibly hard. It looks great. Everyone was excited for it. The cape is fine. I feel like at this point we had just gotten a bunch of capes. Or was this like the second promo cape we got? Because like we got the Wisp set first, and that was the first obtainable cape. Did we get any after that, or was it the Jade set next? Because it feels like after a certain point, we just got a bunch of capes. Because now we got, like, capes in every single new crate. There's just a cape. You know, at this rate, they might as well just, like, take a paper towel and tie it to the back of, you know, your head. And it's a cape now, you know? This one was the cape after the Halloween one, right? We didn't get any others in between? I'm not getting any answers. I'm gonna say yes. I still think I think this is a fair placement. I think it's fair. Jade. This is the Lunar Dragon set. What was this one called? The Jade Emperor set. I like it. As a set, it's fine. Obviously, the main focus is the spirit dragons behind you. Other than that, it's just the back and the hat cosmetic. And they're fine. They're serviceable. It was pretty cool for back in the day, but now it's just like it's another one that just feels like it's missing. It was the Jade Mage. It was not the Jade Mage. There's no way it's the Jade Mage. It does feel like it's missing something. This is not the Jade Mage set. I'm pretty sure it's the Jade Emperor. Jade Emperor was the NPC. There's no way they called the promo set anything other than it. The Jade Emperor was literally wearing the exact cosmetics. Yeah, this one's called the Jade Crown, and the other one's called the Spirit Dragons. It's like... The Masked Mage? There's no... He's not wearing a mask. I'm going to call it the Jade Emperor set. I don't care what any of you guys call them. Okay? I know what I'm calling it. It's the damn Jade Emperor set. Alright? Fight me. Anyway. It feels like it's missing something. But that may just be that may just be me. I'll give it a I'll give it a solid 7. It's serviceable, I guess. What do you mean, Masked Mage? The set was your least favorite promo. I'd disagree with you. I think okay, as a promo is kind of mid. And the reason is because the only thing you really wanted from it was the back. Who the hell wanted the hat? This is one of those that, like, okay, so for everything I said about the chick hat, the Jade Emperor hat is exactly that. I think Gonzo's exactly right. You can still buy the hat for like 50k. Maybe a bit more now. What's it called again? Let me look this up. This was the JJJJ. This is Lunar. I'm trying to find it. It's like Crown, right? Oh, is it just called Lunar Crown? Am I stupid? Yeah. It's called Jade Crown. I knew it. Jade Crown. Okay. Okay. No. Oh my God. Yeah, they average about 50k. You see some up here for like 90k, some up for 60k, some up for 35k. Yeah, that's not good. This came out in 2023. The only thing you'd want from it is the Spirit Dragons. I can't rate it higher than a 6 just because of that. Right? And honestly, I'm going to bump the previous rating down to a 6 too. Because, like, the back hard carries it. I think the finishes are fine. I don't think they're great, though. My God, I think you're right. This set is kind of bad. Like, the Spirit Dragon finishes look great. I think every single one of them looks fine, right? But the hat really doesn't do much for anyone. I don't know anyone who wants it, right? So, I hate to have to do this. No, I think objectively it's D tier, isn't it? It sucks to say because I really do like the back cosmetic. I'm going to put it below... I got to put it high D tier. It's definitely better than the Grievous set. Right? I'm not wrong for that. I don't know, man. That's tough. That is tough. Yeah, we'll give it D tier. That sucks, though. Moth set is F. I don't care what anyone says. It's worse than everything here. Okay, it's not worse than literally everything here. I still think it's better than the Space Junker. I think the gesture's cool. But as a set, no. It's like a 2, right? It's so unbelievably ugly. Oh my god. The balloon, the back cosmetic, the head cosmetic, it's so bad. I do not like it. It's uncanny. It's furry. It's just not what I wanted in a spring. Okay, I will say, of the spring promos, it's certainly unique. Okay? I think they really tried with this one to make it less generic. Because, you know what? And because of that, I will rate it higher F tier. Mainly because the last two... I think the last two? Last two spring... the last two spring promos looked like they belonged in the key. Like, they're items you'd expect to see in the crate or the key itself. This, I will say, stands out as a promo, right? I think this... It definitely looks like it should be a promo. But it's still ugly. Okay? I know some people really like it, but guys, you have to look at me. Look at me. You only like it because other people don't. Okay? It is the same... It's one of those things where, like, the entire community will rag on something, so you automatically go to defend it, because how could anyone hate this baby? It's like a pug, okay? A lot of people hate pugs, but there are people who like pugs because other people hate them. Maybe not pugs. Maybe that's a bad situation, because I'm one of those who like pugs. I like pugs, okay? Maybe I like chihuahuas, okay? You will have your own excuse for liking said thing, but objectively speaking, it is ugly. It is uncanny. It's difficult. Okay, as a set, it's ugly, okay? For what it is, it's fine, but it's still bad, right? Nope, I didn't mean to do that. Now, it looks even worse apart. The only thing that looks good apart from the set when you try to pair it with other cosmetics is the moth balloon. All right? But that's just because it's literally just a moth. Right? I've not seen the parts used with other cosmetics efficiently or effectively. Now, you may disagree with me. You may be like, "Oh yeah, I totally saw this set that looks great." I've not seen that set. If you want to show me that set, I will change it from a F tier to a F minus. Okay? Because it's still bad. And the finishes, oh my god, don't get me started with the finishes. This is another one of those sets where I'm like, dude, if you want to use the set, that's fine, but the finishes look bad. Holy cow. This is another one of those sets that finishes just make it look worse. I will say I saw a Matrix one, and I think that looks fine? I think. Maybe glitched as well. Moth is way better than the Ice Mage. Moth finishes objectively look better than Ice Mage finishes. However, I think the Moth's set looks worse than the Ice Mage set. I think we can all agree on that. I think the Moth finishes do look better. You know what? Given that... Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to lower this one to F tier. Because it's... I will give it high F tier because it's not the ugliest thing to look at. But it does not remind me of a promo. I will then switch this with that and make it low B tier. because the finishes do objectively look better than the Frost Mage set. And it does remind me of what... It basically exemplifies what a promo should be. Having said that, I still don't like it. I still think it's uncanny, and it's just not great. We will meet that middle ground, okay? Spring promos are just, like, either really bad or just generic as hell. You know what I mean? What kind of, like, spring itself as a event, or as an event, is generic and bland. It is the most mid-event. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know anyone who was excited for the spring event. Because we already have enough decorations, we already have enough items, we already have enough blocks to make a flowery forest realm look good. Like, we can just make a flowery forest in vanilla Minecraft. So it's not like any of this stuff really adds. I think my favorite thing from the spring event is the spring balloons with the rabbit. Only because I think it could look good in like a Five Nights at Freddy's thing. Yeah, it's one of those where it's like, ooh, let me get all the new things. And then you get all the new things in 5 minutes and then you're bored of it. The giant carrots. Okay, the giant carrots are good. I'm not going to lie to you. Giant carrots are fire. I'm not saying there aren't good things in it. I'm just saying there's nothing where, like, I had to think about the giant carrots. It just feels like a worse Easter event. And I think that's it. I think that's exactly the problem. And maybe I should make a video on this. The problem with the spring event is that the Easter event came before it. And everyone liked the Easter event. And now that the Easter event's no longer here, we got this spring event where it's like, it feels like the same thing where it's like instead of instead of having like a Christmas event, we just had a generic winter event, right? If they did that, no one would like the winter event. You know what I mean? It feels watered down and wrong. I don't know why, but it just doesn't feel special. Does that make sense? Because like the Easter event had a theme going for it outside of just... I'm not gonna lie. I may have to make a video on this. I may have to make a video talking about this. It could just mainly be due to the fact that most of us didn't experience the Easter event, and like if we had the Easter event each year, we'd feel the same. But for some reason, I don't think that's the case. I feel like if instead of the spring event, we had the Easter event, all of us would be talking about this event like it was one of the best. You know what I mean? I could be wrong though. It could just be, like, normalcy bias. Golden eggs were fire. Okay, no, yeah, that's exactly... Yeah, golden eggs were great. I mean, what's the most sought-after spring item? Balloons? The giant carrot? What are some, like, genuinely speaking, I'm not trying to be, like, smart about it. What are some sought-after spring items? Can any of you guys think of any? Like, there's gotta be something. Like, you'd imagine, like, the big item in the spring crates were, like, the Mother Goose. But, like, who cares about the Mother Goose? Hold on, I gotta go to my storage. There's no way that there's, like, nothing of the spring event that's good. Most sought after is the chick hat? Yeah, but that was the promo, right? And I'd say the only reason that's expensive is because, like, it's just a promo. There's no, like, big sought-after items in the spring set. Step up your game, guys. You know what we need? You know how, like, we get crates and stuff now? So, like, we'll be getting 3 crates. What we need to do for the spring event is just bring back an Easter. You know what I mean? Make an Easter crate to go along with the other 2 spring crates. I think that'd be a pretty good middle ground. The swing is good. I think the spring... Yeah, the swing's pretty good. I'll give you that. Spring's good. That's a good one. Good catch. All right. I think we've ragged on the spring event for too long. Okay, let's move on. Heart Wings. This is Valentine's Day, right? This was... I don't even think we need an Easter event. Just give us an Easter crate. Was this one we could get a finish for? I think I've seen a couple of, Oh my god, I got the hiccups. Oh, no! No. Oh, god damn it. Okay. Gotta be kidding me. God. Ah. Okay. As a set, it's pretty fine. I'd say the wings are great and stuff. As a set, it's serviceable. I'll give it a 7 apart. I think the crown is kind of mid. It's not great, but the wings are pretty fun. I'll give it like a... I'll probably... Excuse me. I'll probably, give it another 7. As finishes, great finishes. Great finishes. The main, color being that red in the center is what changes. And the gold set just looks so unbelievably good. Hell, even chrome looks really good with it. And I think you have to really, like... it's just... It's a nice... God damn it. We'll just give it an 8 and move on. Which means the overall score, the overall rating... is a 7. I'm not gonna lie, I'm probably gonna put it above the rose set. And we got Gonzo there. Oh yeah, Chrome didn't exist back then. Alright. The Orbit set. Now this was only the helmet. It came with the helmet and the Orbit plushie. So, I'm not gonna lie. It's only really nice because it's exclusive. If this was like something you, because like in Cosmo Keys you can also get the Orbit balloon, and I'm not gonna lie, if you could get the helmet the same way you could get the balloon, it probably wouldn't be as like hyped as it is. But having said that, I still think it's fine. I'd give it a 6. The finishes are fine. I'd probably give it like a 7, because it's not like a finish. Like, obviously they're sought after, but that's because of it's exclusive. The chance of the gesture, yeah, there is that. That's pretty cool. Oh, god damn it. Sorry for the hiccups. Fuck. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's crazy. If only I had money back then. Anyway, I will say, they're still good, though. I'm just gonna put it, like... You know what? No, what we're gonna do is we're also gonna put the hiccups are debilitating. We're gonna put the plushie that you get with this in the set, and that's gonna include. And I think the plushie itself is really nice. Like, even if you could still get plushies today, I'd still say it'd be sought after, and everyone would still want them. So I'm gonna put this in A tier, but I'm gonna keep it in the back, just because it's still difficult to make. Actually, no, we're gonna put this in a high B tier. It's difficult to make work with other things, the finishes are kind of okay. Like, they're nothing. I'm not gonna be like, oh wow, Orbit helmet finish. That's so great. I'm just gonna be like, ah, that's cool, I guess. How's it going, Knight? Yeah, I got him. Thank you. Next is the Rainbow set. This was the 2022 St. Patrick's set. Yeah, that's funny, Knight. That's great. Now you believe me when I said I look like a goblin. I think the Rainbow set's kind of nice. I'm not gonna lie. As a set, it's just fine, I guess. Like, I think it only come with the balloons and the back cosmetic? Didn't it come with a helmet or something? Somewhere over the rainbow. I'd still give it a 7, even if that was it. Alright, I'll give it a 7. The set alone, though, I'd say, like, it's really easy to use these cosmetics with other cosmetics. Like, this is one of those sets where it's like, you'd imagine it'd be a little harder to use, but I think I've seen, like, a lot of people use these sets, and it looks fine, right? Like, I think it looks pretty decent with other things. So, like, I'm probably just gonna give it an 8. Now, I wonder, do finishes exist of this? Do they? I don't know if they do. The buns were 2021 keys. You're right. I forgot about that. Someone has golden cloud wings. Yeah, they do. Okay, I thought so. And I did, like, because I've seen them, like, when you're, like, you know, when you're looking at things, you can, like, oh, wow, look, this is what the finish looks like. And sometimes, like, the finish just doesn't exist. Yeah, the finishes look great. The clouds change color. That's all I gotta say. All right, golden clouds, molten clouds, bubble clouds. Even the chrome clouds look good. How do you make chrome clouds look good? That's probably one of the easier. I'll give it a 9, even still with all that. Which gives the overall rating an 8. So we'll probably put this. I think it's A tier material. I don't know if whoa, look at all this stuff. I think it's probably above the heart wings. I'll say, nah, maybe even the. Okay, I'm gonna put it above the heart wings and the heart set. I can agree with people trying to make the arguments for it being above the Marauder set or the Marauder balloon, but having said that, I still think the Marauder balloon is like. I think it's underrated. I really do. I'd just keep him, Knight. It's cool. All right. Anyway. Let me, real quick before I continue, let me go ahead and save those off of Discord, because I gotta get the next 2 sets. Okay, what was I? Okay. And that should be all of the promos, right? Hold on. Let me add them. Let's see. Oh, I gotta go down. Bam, and then bam. Okay. Let's go back up. Grab that calculator. Have a good one, Diamonds. Now, I think the nautical set looks fine as a set. I'd give it a solid 7.5, 8. I'll say 8 because I'm being nice. This is one of those sets that's very difficult to make look good with others. You know what I mean? Like, it's... Let me double check to make sure I'm right. Because I'm pretty sure you can't change... Can you change the pink? Or is it you can change the blue? It depends entirely on, Oh god, someone said they wanted me to rank every Pokemon. I would die. Yeah, I didn't think so. You can't change the pink. You have to change the blue. And I think that's pretty damn bad. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'd prefer to be able to change the blue. Or I'd prefer to be able to change the pink. I think if you were to be able to keep it as blue, like, that'd probably be the best. So, having said that, like, it's a difficult set to make look good apart. It's also a difficult set to color. So, like, the finishes look really bad with it. So, I'm gonna give the finishes and, like, how they look apart probably a 3 each. No, a 2 on the finishes. A 3 on... Because I've seen some people use these with other cosmetics and it looked fine. But for the most part, it looks pretty bad. The overall rating is really low. I don't think it deserves to be F tier. I'm not gonna lie, because the set isn't bad. So I'm gonna put it in, like, low D tier. I do think the Moth set's probably better. Now, this set is pretty nice. The Nether Hunter set came out not too long ago when we had the Nether, the Nether update. I don't know why that just, you know, whatever. The Nether Hunter set's pretty nice. As a set itself, I think it's definitely an 8. It's one of those sets that look, like, really, really good together. It comes with a hat, a back cosmetic, and a sword. Like, it reminds me a lot of, like, Mad Max. You know what I mean? Also mixed with, like, Warhammer, where they have, like, the chainsaw swords. So, it's quite nice. I know a lot of people really like it, and I see a lot of people still use them. I've seen a couple people struggle to sell the mask finishes, but could just be due to the finish. I'm not sure, though. It's not something I'd buy, personally. I think, apart, it's a little harder to make work. And that's weird, because I used to think the back cosmetic would look good with other things, but it's not really... Like, you'd imagine a sword and a crossbow would be one of those, like, promo sets where it's like you can use those with a lot of other sets, but I've not seen many people use them with other cosmetics and look good. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, something just... It doesn't work for some reason. I think it may just be due to that weird... you know how, like, netherite isn't completely black? And it's not, like, completely gray. It's, like, mixed with something else. And it's, like, this awkward metallic color. And it's just difficult to make that work with other cosmetics. So I'll probably give that, like, a 6, maybe. 6.5. It's just difficult to make work with other things. Having said that, I still think you can probably make it work with other things. The finishes are nice. I don't really have anything to write home about. They're just finishes. They change enough. But they don't change that much. So we'll probably give that a 7 as well. Which brings the overall rating to, like, what is that? Well, that can't be right. Hold What is that? 13.5 plus 7 divided by 3. Yeah, okay, so it's like a C tier Cosmos set. I will say it's probably better than the Cyber Monday one. This one right here. I definitely think the Nether Hunter set's better than this. S tier's out of view. Oh, my bad. It's right here. It's right here. We had to go down to add them. Now, this is the last set, and I'm not gonna lie. Also, how's it going, Fried? I'm not gonna lie. I despise this set. So, the Transformers set, remind me why we got a Transformers set. I felt like this was one of the first... I think this promo, for most people, felt like a cash grab. Like, they were bored and they wanted money, so they just added a random promo set. The Transformers 1 hype, it just felt like a cash grab to most people. Having said that, I will say the set itself, as well as the gesture, looks fine. Like, it looks good. There was definitely a lot of effort put into it. I would give that like an 8, honestly. Like, the set itself, with every single cosmetic and gesture, looks good. It's a good promo set. Having said that, you can't use a single one of these cosmetics with literally any other item. You cannot use any other cosmetics with this promo set, save for like a balloon, right? And that's not good. Like, how are you... It baffles me how just unnatural it looks. I've seen people try to pull off the arms with something else, and like that kind of works. It is one of the only like cosmetics where like both arms change. Like, usually it's just one side or the other, but in this case, like, both arms actually change, and I think that's cool. But like I said, you can't really add other cosmetics, because how many other robot cosmetics do we have? Don't think too hard, it's none. Right? So it's like, you can't use it with anything else. This is going to be one of those first ones where I'm literally just going to give it a 0. Right? Like, because I don't think I'm wrong for that. What other cosmetics work with this set? None. The finishes are fine though. Like, the finishes, I've seen quite a good few good finishes with it. I think they're just fine though. Like, they change enough, but not enough to where I wanted to buy it, right? I didn't want to buy this set, and I think that's a crime. This was the first promo set where most people were like, I'd say this is one of the first promo sets where most people were like really not wanting to buy it. You know what I mean? A lot of people were just looked at it and were like, I don't want this. And I don't blame them. Like, this set was so that's all it was. It's just I think it definitely does belong in F tier, but honestly, look at everything else in F tier. We have generic, we have ugly, we have ugly, and we have ugly. At the very least, we can say this set is not ugly. So I'm going to give it high F tier, but this was not a good set. This is not what a promo needs to be. You know what I mean? Other than that, I think that is every single promo ever added up until Christmas, which is coming right around the corner. So I hope to see you guys there. Now, for those who've waited till the end, please leave a like. Please. For me. Just for me. Okay. Make sure you go to, if you're part of the Discord, go to self-assigned roles and sign up for the Christmas event. Okay? I will start to take names manually down for those who do not have a Discord.
because we are giving away like 40 promos, okay? 40 promo sets, just about. Of course, if we can somehow reach 1,550, I'll add a, in terms of subscribers, I'll add a promo finish to that. I got a couple of promo finishes. Maybe I'll add another one if we can get there, but I don't think we're going to make there, so we may save that for something else. Anyway, I hope to see you guys there. Have a good one, everybody. No, we're just talking about cosmetic sets. Goodbye, everybody. Good night.